Hello, I am an employee of the CFA Institute. I work with a group of people dedicated to providing ethical training to financial advisors and managers. In order to expose new financial professionals to the ethical standards expected in their profession, the CFA Institute has constructed a number of skits illustrating some of the most important ethical standards found in our guidelines. Because this presentation is geared toward young financial professionals, the highlighted ethical concepts will be illustrated through potential college classroom interactions. By grounding our concepts in a familiar setting, we are ensuring that these crucial guidelines will be easily understood by our target audience. It is of great importance to the CFA Institute that the future leaders of the financial profession are guided and motivated by these ethical standards. Thank you for watching our presentation.
Finally finished my resume.
This is clearly a moral outrage. Eric has used the CFA logo while he is only a candidate, which violates Module 7, Section B of the CFA Institute Code of Ethics. While the CFA certainly appreciates all the work that future financial professionals, like Eric, put into their resumes, all candidates and members of the Institute must not engage in any conduct that compromises the reputation and integrity of the Institute's logo. However, there was one bright spot. Eric has placed on his resume the correct designation. By identifying himself as a candidate, Eric has chosen to abide to a portion of the Code of Ethics. While this does not justify his former error, at least he did not contribute further lies to his resume.
Hey, wanna go get some food in a bit?
I can't. I just have to finish this grading.
Alright, sounds good. Text me when you're ready.
Okay, thanks. Done. Finally. Close enough to 4:30.
In this skit, Julianne was a TA grading papers. She falsified her timesheet by saying she worked later than she actually did. The CFA Code of Ethics, Module 1, Section D, states members and candidates must not engage in any professional conduct involving dishonesty, fraud, or deceit, or commit any act that reflects adversely on the professional reputation, integrity, or competence. Just as college employees are expected to be honest when they report how long they worked, financial professionals should be honest in all their dealings.
Alright, I'm going to start this paper for Professor Gare. Finally, 8 hours later, I am done with this paper. Hope Professor Gare realizes that and gives me the A I deserve. We'll see though.
In this skit, Alan is the ideal student. Despite his immense workload and outside jobs and responsibilities, he has diligently stayed up all night working on the essay for his independent project. Alan is a perfect example of the worth ethic suggested by the CFA Institute. Module 6, Section A of the Code of Ethics requires all candidates and members to exercise diligence, independence, and thoroughness in analyzing investments, making investment recommendations, and taking investment actions. In other words, financial professionals should, like Alan, do their work in a faithful and thorough manner.
What's up, Eric? How's it going, Al?
Good, man. What are you up to?
I don't know. I'm just starting this paper now.
You're just starting it now? Dude, it's going to take you all night.
Really?
It took me literally like 8-9 hours just to get it done.
I hope not. But
Hope not either.
I should start getting work done, so I'll see you later.
Alright, I'll text you. Just text me when you're done.
Alright, see ya.
Alright, bye.
Oh, this better not take me all night. Crush.
In this skit, Eric plagiarized on an essay for his finance class. The CFA Code of Ethics, Module 1, Section C, states that members and candidates must not knowingly make any misrepresentations relating to investment analysis, recommendations, actions, or other professional activities. Financial professionals are required to accomplish all their responsibilities in an ethically responsible manner.
Alright class, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Leave your papers up here on the way out.
Thank you, Professor.
Dad.
You too.
See you home, Dad.
Proud of you, son. Alright, time to grade some papers. Alright, Julie's paper. Solid C. Alan, this is almost definitely an F. That's my boy.
This skit is a prime example of a conflict of interest. Professor Gare's grading policy is suspect because he gave his son an A+ without even reading the paper. The professor is not qualified in this case to grade his son's work since he shows preference. Module 6, Section A states that members and candidates must make full and fair disclosure of all matters that can be reasonably expected to impair their independence and objectivity or interfere with respective duties to their clients, prospective clients, and employer. In other words, financial professionals should report conflicts of interest that may affect their judgment when fulfilling their work-related obligations.
Professor Garrett,
Yes.
can we discuss my paper? I feel really bad about the grade I received.
Oh, you're not the one who needs to feel bad. You know Alan? Alan got an F. It was the worst paper I've ever read. Really.
Okay.
You don't need to feel bad about that at all.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
Should have got an A on that paper.
Professor Gare is clearly in the wrong here. Information about Alan's grades should not be released to other students. A similar standard is held by the CFA Institute. Module 3, Section E states that members and candidates must keep information about current, former, and prospective clients confidential. Financial professionals should maintain the trust of their clients by keeping private information private.
Professor Gare, can I talk to you for a second about this grade on paper real quick?
Yeah, sure, Alan.
So I noticed I didn't get the best grade on this paper, and I wanted to know if there was any extra credit that I could potentially do to get my grade up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Alan. There's no extra credit offered in this class, so.
Really? Well, are you sure there's no extra credit? Are you really sure?
Well, I've offered extra credit in the past. I just don't think the conditions are appropriate this year.
Well, I think in this case, the conditions might be appropriate because this is worth a big chunk of my grade.
Your efforts in this class, Alan, are duly noted. A+, excellent work.
Thank you, Professor.
Of course.
In this skit, Alan offers Professor Gare a bribe in order to receive a higher grade on his paper. The CFA Code of Ethics, Module 1, Section B, clearly states that members and candidates must not offer, solicit, or accept any gift, benefit, compensation, or consideration that reasonably could be expected to compromise their own or another's independence and objectivity. Members of the CFA Institute must never accept bribes or curry favor with clients through legal compensation, as this sort of behavior is unethical and immoral.
Hey, Emily.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm exhausted. I was up all night grading papers, and then today a lot of kids needed extra help, and I was just helping them out, making sure they knew what direction they're going, so now I'm exhausted.
You know you don't have to do all that extra work, right?
Yeah, I do. I want to benefit my students, and that benefits me.
But you already have tenure, so they can't fire you if you don't do your job.
Well, that should not matter, because why else would I be doing this job? I want to do what's right by my students, because that does right by everybody else.
Alright, you do you.
I will.
Bravo, Dr. Hain. In this skit, Professor Gare encourages Dr. Hain to take advantage of her tenured position. Since she already has tenure, he argues she should not perform her job as she agreed to. This highlights Professor Gare's lack of loyalty to his employer. Module 4, Section A of the Code of Ethics encourages candidates and members to act for the benefit of their employer and not deprive their employer of the advantage of their skills and abilities, or otherwise cause harm to their employer. Financial professionals should be like Dr. Hain, who acts in the benefit of her employer despite the opportunity to do otherwise.
So what are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to an issuers meeting.
Oh, we're going to invest in some new stocks?
Yeah, I am. I was really excited about it until I realized how much it cost for the plane ticket and the hotel.
You know, like, they'll pay for that if you ask them.
Well, that's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is just to pay for it myself.
Okay, you do you.
I will.
Once again, we applaud Dr. Haynes' ethics. When faced with the temptation to corruptly accept funds from the issuers for her travel fees, Dr. Hayne, like Jesus in Matthew 4, rebuked this immoral suggestion. Module 1, Section B of the CFA Code of Ethics states that members and candidates should pay for their own commercial transportation and lodging when attending an issuer's meeting. In sum, financial professionals should hold themselves to the same standard that Dr. Hayne held herself to.
Hey Dad, I heard you want to see me.
Hey, yeah. So I was reading your paper because normally you have such a way with words, but I noticed that it wasn't quite your normal style, and I looked at Wikipedia, and I saw that you copied it straight from the internet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just overwhelmed and I was tired, and it was the easiest way to do it.
Well, I understand you're busy, but I have to do the right thing, so I'm going to have to give you an F.
I understand. I'll make sure I work harder next time and not plagiarize.
Good. Well, thank you for admitting it.
And thanks for doing the right thing.
Situation, Professor Gare has done the right thing. Despite previously acting in error, Professor Gare has chosen to do the right thing by treating his students objectively, refusing to give his son a good grade once his plagiarism had come to light. The Code of Ethics recommends this objectivity to its candidates and members in Module 3, Section B, where it dictates to deal fairly and objectively with all clients when providing investment analysis or engaging in other professional activities. Just as college professors are to deal fairly with their students, members of the financial world are to deal fairly with their clients.